Hello friends. Well, it's finally here for everyone. War Within is fully live, and we are here to do some gearing of the Prot Warrior tonight. We're already in a pretty decent spot on this character. 569 item level. But there is more gear to be had. Just gonna do a quick check. I don't know if there's any new world quests since I completed them last. I don't see any new ones. So we're just going to dive right into Heroic Dungeons. Thank you everyone who's stopping by and hanging out already. Really appreciate all you. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Oh, we got a satchel, so I'm going to go ahead and queue for that. It's not showing the rewards. Why is it not showing there? All right, whatever. We'll just hop in. Hey, Bacon Actual. How's it going? Not 650. There's an enchant on those. That's what you're seeing. 650 speed enchant. The item level on those is only 564. That would be truly wild. That would be some hacks. Yeah, hope you're doing well tonight, man. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. I haven't actually run heroics since the beta, but so far it looks like these are not going to be any more threatening or challenging than normals have been. We'll see when we get to the bosses. That'll be the real test. Yeah, we're live. Hopefully everyone has had a chance now to dive into the Isle of Dorn and areas beneath. It's cake still, yeah. I mean, this is not challenging at all. I'm imagining we won't see the one-shots that we're seeing like level 70s do, but it probably still won't be a real challenge. We got healthstones though. Yeah, we're just gonna run a lot of heroics tonight, and then potentially go work on some side quests in zones. I did some side quests in Hollow Fall already, so I have Renown 7 with the Arathi, and I got the 584 chest from that faction. So that'll probably last us until Heroic Week. Yeah, Edna's kind of melting here. I still love that there's a boss named Edna. Yeah, okay, the boss is lasting 45 seconds. It almost did all of its mechanics. Ooh, and we got a necklace. That's one of the slots that I don't particularly need, but the stats on it are a little nicer than what I have already, so I think I'll have to double check what they were. I think I got haste on it, which is always nice for a Prot Warrior. Okay, we'll respect this pull here. Pop a defensive. Realizing I'm not sure if my plater profile is working entirely correctly. I've been using quasis, but I'm not seeing any of the color coding on this stuff. Maybe that doesn't load unless you're in like a Mythic Plus, but I thought it did. Yeah, we'll just pull this pack proactively so that we can use the shortcut after we're done with this area. But I'm not going to bother going to get the verse buff. I really don't think that'll be needed. Yeah, how's everyone out there doing tonight? Hope you've had a good Monday. Good full launch of the War Within. Even if you had early access, there's more stuff to do now. You know, the Warrior's in a pretty good spot already, but I'd like to See if we can get 571s for all of these slots, and potentially get some nice trinkets maybe. Cap out on Valor Stones.
Interrupt 1. Defensive. Watch your step. Watch your... Run to edge of room.
Yeah, I think we probably do need to actually run to the correct spot over here. Slugthorn in the middle of the room there is probably going to get killed here. Or, no, he's a warlock, so he's just not going to take any damage at all. That's how it goes, right?
Defensive. Interrupt 1. Watch your step. Defensive.
We get our Valor Stones. I already had like over 800 just from doing world quests and stuff. Don't seem like they'll be that hard to come by. Welcome, welcome everyone who's coming in, stopping by. Thank you all for choosing to make my stream a part of your day. For those of you on Twitch, we do have drops enabled, so you'll be able to, if you're farming the watch hours, my stream will work for that. Get you a cool ghostly skeleton mount. If you spend a lot of money on that one through the trading card game, then my condolences. I don't think Blizzard's gonna stop adding those things to the game through things like Twitch drops, though. So.
Your step. Watch your step. Defensive. Target change. Watch your step.
Might want to actually kill the ads in this fight. Probably doesn't matter too much, but let's at least try to do the mechanics.
Defensive. Target change. Watch your step.
Yeah, these are super easy. Which I'm okay with. I'm okay with Heroic Dungeons being easy. I am a little bit baffled that they said these are going to be like the old M0s, and they're this easy. M0s were never like super challenging, but at least at the start of an expansion, you usually had to do mechanics. And these so far seem like mechanics are optional. You can still pull like mad lads even with like day 1 gear. I bet the totems from these guys will hurt if we let the cast go off. Should we do it for science? Our group's just gonna kill him immediately.
Attack totem.
Let's see what happens if this one gets off.
Attack totem.
Okay, that was moderately painful. Yeah, we should kill those. We should for sure kill those. Oh, we died. All right. We did it for science. I just realized we have 2 paladins and I hit release immediately. Oops. It's alright. The run back in here is actually not too terrible. Just a couple of rooms. Nobody else died. Tank is a cosmetic roll confirmed. Hey, how's it going, Bale? Hope you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in. Yay, small stream review count. Yeah, right on. We're getting there. I do tend to get more views on YouTube than Twitch, but we're working on building a community here. I did just start like 15 minutes ago, so you're on Pyromancer and Soul told me I was active too. Nice. Shout out to Soul. Appreciate the views. You just want to have me on in the background and farm your view hours for the mount. That is always acceptable. I'm just out here gearing up my Prot Warrior. We got some pants. We got 2 items in this dungeon, and neither was an upgrade. Redbox keeps telling me not to break my old tier set. I haven't confirmed this yet, but I heard they're disabling the Dragonflight tier sets in a couple of days. So hopefully at that point at least you can disable it. I do not. I think the healer actually could use these pants. We'll share the wealth. Spread the love. I'm gonna see if I can get some guildies in now that we got our satchel there. Got pieces replaced it, but it's kind of nuts. Yeah, I mean, the Season 4 tier sets were really, really powerful for a lot of classes, so I'm not entirely surprised that giving up item level on like 2 or 4 pieces is not a like 20% DPS gain, right? Let's see if I can get any guildies in this one. Open the rest of my auction house mail. I have started keeping my blacksmithing materials, but I'm still selling everything else for enormous profits. Here's like a 50k DPS loss. That's significant. Let's see. I actually don't know which one of these I'd rather use. Mastery, like the consensus is that Mastery is the weakest stat for Prot. But my haste is pretty low. I actually do kind of like Mastery. But we'll have to sim it later. I was going to see how much these runes are going to sell for. 3k each. I'm going to see if that goes up once raiding starts. We'll set on these. How much stat did they give this time around? 733. Okay, that's way more than the 86 from the Dreambound one. Is that the adventure and need reward? Yeah, the satchel. I got it like 900 something gold, and then the 3 crystallized augment runes. Alright, we got a holy paladin from our guild. Gonna join us here. I think Guardian will be next alt to cap. Nice. Guardian's really fun right now, I think. I mean, I like all the tanks to some degree. I finished leveling my all of the tanks last night. Paladin was my last one. But Warrior is going to be my main, at least for the start of the season. See if any DPSers want to skip the queue here and join us. I should repair. I just saw I'm in under 70% durability. Take me? Let's see. I don't know if we are Battletech friends. I can just invite your character. Well, actually, we're cross-faction. Here. Let me message you my B tag. That should be correct. Sometimes I get the numbers mixed up. I got the friend request. Oh, you know what? If you're Alliance, I don't know if we can queue together. Sent through Soul? Perfect. Yeah, I don't think we can queue together, though, because our guild is Horde. We could do walk-in heroics, but... yeah. I got at least one more guildie coming here. I did hear they're going to lift that restriction at some point in the future, so hopefully it comes sooner than later. Okay, I love this. This is a nice little Easter egg for any Cosmere fans. Paladin named Bavadin, Guild Autonomy, rank Shard. That's awesome. I love it. Dawnbreaker time. This dungeon is going to kill so many pugs, I think. Like, mechanically, heroics seem pretty simple, but, yeah, we'll see how this one goes. I know it pretty well from doing beta testing. Hopefully I can lead this group to victory. I am getting some really weird messages in chat here. It's like printing out numbers and saying true. I don't know if I have like some macro running or... that's really weird. There's supposed to be another pack that spawns and comes down the stairs. There they are. I guess they were just AFK. Maybe they were queued up. Welcome to everyone who's dropping in, stopping by. Thanks for choosing to make my stream a part of your day. We're here tonight starting the gearing process on our tanks with the warrior. Time to do some dragon riding. It's a little bit dizzying with the ships actually moving around. But I mean, it makes sense that it would be, right? Is this guy on our server? This Warlock is on our server, nice. Terix, thank you for the 2 gifted subs. Enjoy your pet. Oh, I did not land on the boss and everyone else did. And I was out of range of the charge, which just didn't work. Okay. Congrats to Bacon and Curious Cat Dad. Rocking those gifted subs. For those unaware, there is a promotion on Twitch right now. If you gift 2 subs to anyone streaming WoW, you get a little owl pet in game. It's like the Sentinel that I think hunters used to have, or huntresses in Warcraft 3. It's a pretty cool perk. Congrats on the pet, Terix, and thank you for the support.
Defensive.
Oh, we lost our druid. Looks like they took out the like beam. Oh no, yeah, they took out the beam mechanic that this boss does on Mythic, which is quite challenging to survive as a tank. At least it was in 10s on beta. Alright, so we go down to the city now. Can I ping? Nope, I can't. Heroics are surprisingly... Yeah, heroics are super easy. Okay, there's the trash. I got here before the trash did. I just realized I didn't loot the boss. Well, we will find out in the mailbox, I guess, if we got any loot from that. These guys are fighting something else. Did they? Oh, they pulled the boss. Okay. Alright, well that was a decision. Am I in is the boss gonna come over and kill me now? Looks like the boss reset. Yeah, I don't know if we want to do like boss straight away without doing any of the mini bosses, but we could try. Let's pull the mini boss out here. Maybe there we go. Now I do not know which mechanics these guys actually have. Okay, this should knock me back a lot, right? Nope, just big AoE. Okay, so the knockback portion of that is mythic difficulty. Oh, wait, that did knock me. Wait, okay, I'm a little confused now. Maybe I should put a an icon on my head so these guys know where to follow.
AoE incoming. Shockwave.
I didn't see if anyone else got loot from the first boss, but they may also have just not gone back to loot it.
AoE incoming.
Probably should be looting that in case there's something I could trade.
Luckily, my daughter and her children are safe. You've weakened the commander and cleansed my home. Thank you.
Shockwave. Watch orb.
Nope.
Shockwave.
Not exactly where I was trying to leap there.
Watch orb.
We've weakened the Nerubians' foothold on the town and their commander.
Yeah, I don't know how necessary clearing all this out is. Maybe we'll, next time we'll try just going straight to the boss, see what happens.
Interrupt.
Boss is slowly coming down. We'll intercept it on the stairs.
Watch orb.
Yeah, on Mythic you want to send it just like all the way down the path. Okay, that knocks back, but not nearly as severely as it does on Mythic.
AOE incoming.
Unless they nerfed it.
Watch orb. Run.
For those who aren't familiar with how these mechanics will work on Mythic, that orb that the boss shoots out, it explodes when it hits a wall.
AOE incoming.
And it does, like, fall-off damage based on how far away it is from you. So you will definitely want to get it as far away as possible on Mythic. Oh, there is loot on the boss. Cool. Valor Stones.
They've sent a force back up and retaken the Dawnbreaker.
I don't remember what we were scaled to in Heroics on the beta, but this is roughly in line with the difficulty I remember. I remember I was going to do a bunch of Heroics the week that there was no keys on the beta, and like they were just so easy. I was going to hit everybody now. Okay. They were just so easy that it like wasn't even worth doing. The way you deal with that mechanic is you take the like thicker part of the line to the other side of the party. Also, we want to get these bombs to the boss. So like exactly like that. What you did, what J-Bob did there. Perfect J-Bob. I don't know if thicker is the right word, but there's like a more defined part of the line, and then it like kind of fades off to the other side. You see what I'm talking about here? And that indicates what direction it'll go in. Make sure you don't poison the whole party. Usually a good idea. Let's see if we can get this bomb. Yeah, you want to use these bombs to get through phase 1. Poison doesn't hurt too much on Heroic, but there's a decent amount of group damage going off. It's not irrelevant. Some of it is because I was going out of range to grab the things, the bombs. Alright, we can follow, there's like a trail of orbs that the boss sends out. You can just follow them to where it's going. If you go too far ahead, you can actually die to like environmental damage, so... Because I tried to beat the boss to where it lands one time, and I like got going way too fast. That may have been a bug that was fixed, but... This is where we fight the boss here. Yeah, we lost the Warlock and Druid. Other way, other way, other way, other way, other way! Oh, jeez. That's the first time in here for these guys. That's an intuitive mechanic once you know like what the graphic is showing you to do. But if you haven't had it on you before, it's an easy mistake to make. No, other way, other way, other way. One time, I think I got in combat with like stuff down here, and it's got meleeed and died when once I got pulled onto the boat. Oh, we're maxed out on Weathered Harbinger crests. Let's go. Oh, that's a nice trinket.
That creature of theirs has fled back to their queen. No doubt with tales of your fearsome heroism.
I'm down to queue with these guys again. See if they want to.
I'm sure your paths will cross again. But for now, enjoy.
The Rookery on Heroic. I can see some stuff in this one catching you off guard.
Watch orb.
I'm wondering if this is the Cams who used to be in, I guess, Limit at the time, does broadcasting for Liquid. It's a unique character name. See if anyone gets the death bug here. Looks like we're all good. Oh, no. I didn't see the DK in this group's name. Holiday Party. Love it.
Charging. Move. Charging. Move. AOE incoming. Charging. Move. Charging. Move.
I wonder if we need to clear the whole room for this. One way to find out, I guess. Oh, what? Wait, do I just have an app player macro for this? I thought I had a cursor for Ravager, but it might be a player. I'm gonna have to deal with the torrent mechanic here. Okay, it's facing it the other way, so we're fine. Kind of rolling the dice if we do that on Mythic.
Watch your step.
Although I guess we won't get this dungeon on Mythic until Season 2. Because Mythic 0 week it'll swap over to the seasonal dungeons, and Rookery is not a Season 1 dungeon.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Pulling in. Range
Nice.
5.
One of our guild paladins here got some pants. Love to see it.
Crowd control. Range 5.
Not gonna quite pull everything like we were on normals, but we do some decently big pulls here.
Range 5.
And then just dip around the corner to line of sight our healer. Oh no, he kept up with me. He knows what's up.
Pulling in. Crowd control. Range 5. Pulling in. Range 5. Pulling in. Crowd control.
Nice. Big efficient packs.
Range 5. Range 5.
Yeah, it is just casting it at my feet. It must be a... What did I change that? I do not remember changing that to a net player macro.
Run. Watch way.
This is not the most melee friendly boss.
Watch way. Pulling in. Run.
I think we kill him during this. No, but I committed. More Valor Stones. We'll take him. We'll keep him.
Interrupt.
Any Path of Frosters? Impressive that you resisted the urge to do that. This would be a really good place to have Disrupting Shout, and I do not right now. If we get this dungeon again, I'll swap into it at the start, probably. Oh no, did I? Oh, I just barely missed being able to use that.
Interrupt.
Alright, we got more. That's fine, that's fine.
Interrupt. Crowd control. Interrupt. Crowd control.
Trying to reduce my intervene shield on people here. I see casts going on him. Actually have some decent group utility as a Mountain Thane Warrior.
Defenses.
Yeah, that didn't hurt at all.
Defenses. Watch your step.
Oh, that's new. Never saw that before. Oh, okay.
Defenses.
Oh, I'm way out of range. Aim him this way. Okay, we got a ring. It's crit mastery. But I think... Nope. I don't know if it's going to be better than my current rings, actually. Alright, I have a 571 with a socket. And this one has pretty high burst. We'll hold on to it for now. And I'm actually going to sit down between dungeons here. Opposite of the last few nights. Decided to start standing up tonight. I will slowly come back into view. Friend who's healing says sorry for the mega pulls. He was bored. Well, we can do something about that. We can certainly do something about that. Don't want anybody being bored out here. This place has potential for danger. That consecrate was already hurting on normal.
The devotees have become secretive, hostile.
Watch your step.
Captain Dale cries,
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Lieutenant bolsters his tactics. Draw them away and defeat them.
Watch your step.
I love this dungeon though. I'm super excited for this to be
Watch your step.
part of season 2. Okay, I killed that guy with execute and I did not get a reset on victory rush. Boss is coming this way. Mini boss, I should say.
Spread. Watch your step. Spread. Watch your step. Watch your step.
We'll see if we can do this boss with a friend up. I don't imagine it'll be too challenging to do that on heroic.
They have stopped the production of our weapons.
Hey Andrada, how's it going? My best class warrior? Yeah, it's my favorite class right now too. I'm loving it.
Watch your step.
Gonna be my main for season 1. Can't make any guarantees beyond that, but we're starting on the warrior for sure.
Defensive.
I don't actually need that much gear from heroic dungeons, at least as far as like drops go. But we'll take whatever we can get here.
They seek to ambush me without my lieutenants.
And we'll get Valor Stones to upgrade stuff, so. Getting like full adventure track gear will be a pretty nice spot to be. Going into raid opening.
Watch your step. Defensive. Defensive. Watch your step. Interrupt. Defensive.
Pierce armor. That bleed will probably hurt on like a +10 tyrannical.
Watch your feet.
Oh, we got everybody coming in. Let's just bring these guys down the stairs real quick. Yeah, the consecrate from these guys actually hurts quite a bit. Make sure we're not standing in that.
Watch your step. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your step.
That old fool sister blades. Destroy these outsiders.
I'll have Avatar up when these guys come down the stairs.
Watch your feet. Watch your step. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Her youthfulness to the Empire has passed. Soon,
Watch your step.
fate will arise, and the Arathi will be
Watch your feet.
They've served their purpose. Baron, demonstrate your worth.
Those who oppose the Emperor will fall at our feet. By the Emperor's will!
Hey, Finico, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it.
Watch your step.
Hope you're doing well this evening. How are you enjoying the War Within so far? Assuming you're a WoW player, and if you're not, thank you for stopping in anyway, hanging out.
Shielded by flames light!
Watch your step.
Guide my hammer!
See how we doing on Valor Stones here? Oh, we're over 1,000 now. We've got like 150 so far from keys. That's not bad at all. Liking it so far. Nice. Yeah, I think it's been one of the best launches of an expansion that we've seen. I know there's a lot of controversy about the early access. Obviously, I partook in it. But as far as like the content that's available and like the questing was really good, the story was really good, the pace of everything was really good, I thought. And just stability-wise, fantastic. Which was probably something the early access actually helped a bit with. Alright, we'll see how big we can actually get away with going here. There's some damage going out. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Thank you all for coming by to hang out. Hope everyone's had a good launch day. And if it wasn't your launch day, then hopefully you're able to do some stuff to gear up your characters, or at least continue having fun with the game. I will pull these guys in with the boss. Oh, I kicked too early there.
Watch your step. AOE incoming. Watch your step. Watch your step. AOE incoming. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Oh boy. Oh, she reses like everything. Okay.
Watch your step.
Why are we running over there?
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Oh dear. Oh, I guess we're running the laser down the stairs.
Watch your step. AOE incoming.
We got a soul sigil. Use that for a crafted item, but I don't think that's actually super high value. It is warbound, actually. That's kind of nice. Craft some starter gear for some alts when we get ready to do that. Someone put a blanket over. Oh, yes. Got another guildie who wants in, so we'll grab him. Going full plate stack here. Let's go. Oh, I have a quest to turn in over here. Don't even know what it is.
In hardship, kindness. If the shadows find you, call.
Alright. Well, so far we haven't looted an actual upgrade, but that's okay. We will get some. Back to the Dawnbreaker, let's go.
Decimation of our armada. We have with its complement of cannons. It can... Wait. Who are those intruders?
Yeah, some add-on during this pack is just like printing a bunch of numbers in my chat log. I don't know what it means or what it is. It's got to be either MDT or DBM. Strange.
Get to the Dawnbreaker.
Oh, how did... I'm not really sure what killed our healer over there. Is there like a mob or something? Did he die again? Wait, what? What's that? Is this group down here just casting on them? What's killing you guys? Maybe they were trying to fight some stuff down there. There we go. Now the ship should be able to take off.
Secure the deck. We need to gain control of the ship. Peruvians, they've webbed the Dawnbreaker. Defeat them to break it free. They've got us surrounded. You'll need to use those mounts of yours to fly to them.
Go to this one first.
Only one more ship and the Dawnbreaker is ours again.
I don't know if I made just any idea where to go. This place is rough the first few times. Trying to figure out where you are.
have learned to embrace the dark. Be not afraid. Let the night guide me, empowers me.
Spell reflect.
Defensive.
The shadows bless you.
Watch your step.
Night be unending.
Defensive. Run.
Shall be shadow. She's lost control of her magic.
I don't know if you actually need to grab these orbs. Just kind of guide you where to go, I think. Maybe not.
Defensive.
Feel night's embrace.
Watch your step.
Peer into the dark.
Defensive. Run.
I should have my loot spec on Prot, I just realized. Trying to get a better one-hander and shield if we can. I don't even know where those would drop this season though. Let's grab our loot. Ooh, okay, okay. Belt with a socket. We'll take that. I will need a gem. But I think that might... Wait, where'd it go? Yeah, it might just be an immediate upgrade. I probably need a gem first.
Night has ravaged Merrill.
We'll take that though.
Nubian lieutenants are empowering the commander who leads them. Down here, champion.
Watch your step.
Cultists have overrun the city. Find and defeat them, or we will have to face that commander at full strength.
Shockwave. Watch your step. Shockwave. Watch your step. Run.
Mark myself again here.
They tried to defile our faith. Instead, you have weakened their commander. Ashes. There's a lieutenant in my house.
AOE incoming. Shockwave.
Luckily, my daughter and her children are safe.
What are you guys thinking of dungeons so far in War Within?
Thank you.
Let's, you know what, let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens.
Watch your
50% more health, 30% more damage. That should be very survivable, I think. Famous last words and all.
run.
Yeah, what's everybody out there thinking of War Within so far? Dungeons in particular. I've been really enjoying them,
Incoming.
but I always enjoy new dungeons. It's always fun getting new content. And this round has been pretty good so far, if I don't mind saying.
Run. AOE incoming. Watch your run. Watch your
back to the ship.
You've saved Merildar, champion. We'll drive the remainder of this shadowy lot from the city. Wait, no! They've sent a force back on the green.
We're getting like every possible ring drop. Actually, wait, am I already wearing that one? No, I have the gem-studded band of the Harmonious. Which I think was just a World Quest ring. Of the Harmonious. A little bit of a giveaway.
By the light of the flame! What is that fresh aura?
There you go, there you go. Perfect. Good job, Akiru, if you're watching.
AOE incoming.
Still a good job if you're not. No, 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 no. Stabilize a little bit here.
AOE incoming.
Oh, why are you don't do that. You guys are having trouble figuring out which way to point the line.
Chase that monster from the Dawnbreaker. You must pursue and drive them from Hallowfall. This darkness is deadly. The Lamplighter's blessing will keep you safe.
Hope I'm not going too fast here. Let's just see what happens if we get ahead of the boss. But like keep grabbing the orbs for the... I don't know what they actually do. Oh, I'm gonna disenchant my friend here. Oh, he got B-res. My healer is getting hit by night bolts from someone at the start of the instance for the entire dungeon. That's pretty funny.
You've broken the unholy alliance between the Order of Night and Archkehet.
Well, helm, nice.
That creature of theirs has fled back to their queen.
All right, let me
Tales of your fearsome
go grab a gem for this belt. Throw it on. Right, I'm not in the capital. $59 million damage taken from night bolts. That's a lot of damage. Let's see, what's getting... My shield is what's getting beat down the most. Everything else is like decently Strong durability. So I'm going to be a blacksmith on my warrior. Maybe I just go into shields first, just so I can repair them. Save myself millions of gold across the expansion. Alright, let's see. What gems do I have already in this thing? Or gem? Haste and mastery. I think it's... I don't even know what it's called. Masterful Emerald, that's what I've got. Let's just search Emerald, see what we can get. Haste Verse is probably better, but I'm not paying 78k. Yeah, that'll work. And boom, socketed belt. Let's go. Let's see, this thing's a BOE. I could probably get some decent gold for that. Oh, our healer went offline. Alright, well, if he wants to come back for the next one, we can get him in. I just want to keep going. A dad joke redemption. Thank you, Bill. Alright, we got a good one here. Why did the chicken go to the seance? To get to the other side. Thank you for the dad joke redemption. For those who are new to the stream, I have this deck of dad joke cards that I got for Christmas from my mother-in-law. And so decided to use them as a way to engage with the stream. And if you redeem one during my raid nights, which I'll stream progression, I will read it over Discord to the rest of my raid. So gives you guys a chance to troll all my friends too, because not all of them appreciate dad jokes. I love them. I think they're great. And if they're not your thing, well, then you can use it to inflict them on others. Just look at it that way. For those watching on YouTube, unfortunately, that's a feature that YouTube does not have yet. Channel points or something similar. I think we need to kill most of the aggressive mobs here for the sake of the boss fight. I have only done this one on heroic from like pretty early in the beta. But as I recall, like, you have to throw mugs of ale to some patrons that sit at these tables, so we need to clear them out first. You guys just did this one, nice. This is a cool dungeon. I really liked the theme and the setting. Yeah, you gotta pick up the beer and run it to them, which means you want to have these aggressive patrons here cleared out first. Unless they just run out when you pull the boss, which is... seems unlikely to me.
Range 5.
Yes, love the bees. Yeah, the bees are so cool. especially the little B flight that you take up to the second story at the end. Sorry, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen this place before.
Knocking back.
You cannot spell reflect the Cinder Brew. It'd be pretty hilarious if you could.
Knocking back.
Okay, I think you probably don't want to drop those in the middle like we just did there. Probably one of those like behind the bar. Okay, you have to actually pick it up. Looks like that's the last one over there, so happy hour ended. Aww.
Knocking back.
The music in this place is so perfect too.
Breath incoming.
Very folksy.
Knocking back.
Ooh, we got shoulders. I already have multiple 471 shoulders from World Quests.
Were you here to help? Might see if we get back in business like faulty reasoning.
I'm gonna assume these guys don't need, but I'll at least ask before I vendor them. Oh, got stunned. I don't remember. I don't have one of my guild healers. Should be a little kinder to this guy. He hasn't complained of being bored yet. No need to grief by making him work too hard. To find that right balance between like pulling aggressively enough to keep things moving and keep the runs pretty quick, but also not overwhelming a stranger who didn't really sign up to be a speed run through this. That hall by yeah, there's a lot of. This is going to be a tough hallway to go through unfortified. Also, the slow is very reminiscent of the hallways in Stone Vault. Tons and tons of mobs, and you get slowed by a lot as the tank. Oh, love Blessing of Freedom. Play any Final Fantasy 14? I have played a little bit of Final Fantasy 14. Well, maybe more than a little bit. I played up to like halfway through Heavensward. It has been quite a while though. It's been at least a couple of years. I got into it when there was like a really, really long break in Shadowlands, and like my guild had like stopped raiding for the season, and there was still like months before the next raid. I think it was during the Sanctum patch, or yeah, Sanctum. Did I ever do the church dungeon? I do not recall. I wasn't a huge fan of the way dungeons worked in that game. Like, the fact that you could do like any dungeon within the game is kind of cool, but then when it like scaled you down and you lost access to half of your abilities, like that was a huge turn off to me. Priory reminds you of that one. Cool. The visuals and like atmosphere and vibe of Final Fantasy XIV are really, really cool, I think. Saying something reminds you of one of their dungeons is, at least design-wise, is high praise, in my opinion. I don't know if you feel the same way, but that's how I'm interpreting it.
Spread.
Do we have to, maybe we have to blow these up? Or maybe we're not supposed to? Yeah, this is a fight that I would have actually no idea what we're doing.
Spread. Spread. Pushback and
DPSBs, put B on keg usability. Oh, do you have to like pick them up or ride them? Okay. I see. Probably the tank shouldn't be doing that, I would imagine. Will be the bee's knees now.
You're really trying to be a bee in my bonnet, ain't ya? You may have disrupted my business, but I'm still boss, and this is still my meadery.
And we're back into the first hallway here. First room, not hallway. Yep, I looked back thinking like, hey, there's a possibility someone just aggroed all those bees. Glad I did. Hobgoblins. I remember being very amused by these guys.
charging. Move.
That's right, they just run infinite distance until they run into a wall.
Charging. Move. Charging.
I'm really digging the music in this dungeon.
Charging. Move.
It's exactly what I expect to hear if I was going to a meadery that also had a bar in the front. This guy's just charged so far. And they're called hobgoblins. You gotta love that, right?
Charging. Move.
No, my stills! They bypass the filters! It's running too hot. The mead will be substandard.
Yeah, but there'll be more of it. More meat, more money. That
Charging. Move.
We're gonna see what happens when these batches explode.
Was my personal directive. My
Group damage.
She's ruining everything.
Interrupt.
Oh, we're gonna face pull this boss for sure.
Charging. Move.
Elemental made of mead? Oh, my cinder brew. Ruby's one thing, but my
Also, I love that this boss is called IPA.
Watch your step.
That's so good.
Knocking back. Charging. Move.
It's the self-awareness from a company based in Irvine, California. This is fantastic. This is a big shield. I feel you're supposed to do something about that, but I don't remember what.
Charging.
Like run her to one of the... like something in the room to absorb it, I think.
Watch your step.
I'm sure there was field research done in order to make this engine. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. Endless hours. You never finished.
Back. AOE incoming.
Does it just get that shield from absorbing, like standing in the puddles? I wonder. Should probably look up the mechanic. I'm not gonna do that in mid-fight though.
Watch your step.
Outlander, I've managed to free some of the
Ooh,
cinder
got a
bees.
BOE.
We should use them.
Nice, nice.
Find at Goldie's office. Come back to the taps to use them.
Make a beeline to Goldie's office. Oh, on point as always, Blizzard. Bravo.
Interrupt. Interrupt.
Like the last yes man. Yeah. Yeah, I was very amused by their changing names as they powered up. I don't remember what all of them were, so it'll be a treat here. So we got the yes men. And then the Ascent blokes. And then the Agree gentlemen. Oh, it's isn't it Concur Sir? Yeah, the Concur Sir. It's so good. It's just it's such a fun touch. I love the humor in WoW. The BEO.
Knocking back. Knocking back.
I don't know if I'm actually supposed to destroy those. Maybe you're not.
Special coming. Watch where.
I see. Yeah, you want to kill them so they don't all explode at the same time here.
Knocking back.
Let's see. Assuming these guys don't need these,
He's gone. Oh, thank the hive.
since they were World Quest stuff.
Ever listening to
Goldie's letter.
But because of you,
Ah, interesting.
my workers and get back in business. Thanks again.
There might be better stats. Cool. Eventually we'll get something we can use. I guess I did get the belt. I did get that belt, which is pretty nice. Would love to see a weapon or shield.
So here we are. High speaker Irish. Or is it just Irish now?
Or weapon and shield.
All of awakening into
Shockwave.
I think I'll actually send Valor Stones to upgrade those if and when
cowering timorous.
we get them. Although it may make sense to wait until we do like the weekly stuff tomorrow before upgrading anything.
Shockwave.
I don't think I'll be quite capped on Valor Stones tonight.
Shockwave. Watch your step.
What's this? Is that golem fused with something else? Titanic earthen technology mixed with magical augments. Brilliant.
Let's drums, why not?
Watch your step.
They have not broken the
Defensive.
Dragonfly drums yet. On the off chance that they do,
Watch
let's
your
keep using them.
Watch your step. Defensive.
I give a big thanks to everyone who's saying now tonight. They're about 1.5 gold right each right now too. Yeah, this is not even worth selling.
Watch your step.
Yeah, big thanks to everyone who's hanging out tonight. Thank you for choosing my stream to be a part of your evening. Does that boss actually drop anything other than the necklace? I feel like I've seen the necklace drop like every single time.
Watch your.
Yeah, thank you all for hanging out.
Watch your step.
Hope everybody's having a good time in the War Within right now, whether you're leveling characters or working on your gear on your main. Or staring at the character select screen, trying to decide what you want to main. We've all been there before. At least, I've been there before. Like, the hardest one for me was Shadowlands. Trying to decide what to main. I think I went into like the first day of that expansion. And like it was live and I was on the character screen trying to decide between like 4 different classes.
Watch your. Watch your. Watch your.
Dragonflight I started with Evoker. which was a hard decision on the one hand because obviously evokers can't tank, and I like having access to at least having access to the tank role in my main, even if I'm not actively tanking. It's always nice to be able to do some quick dungeons or fill in when needed. Of course, I have a tank spot in my raid team now, so.
Interrupt 1. Defensive. Watch your step.
Cool. It's this one right here.
Run defensive. Edge of room. Interrupt 2. Watch your
Yeah, this boss is gonna kill so many pugs once Mythic Plus opens up.
interrupt 1.
That cast coming out of the block summon is just brutal.
Watch your interrupt 2.
I realized after I told these guys to release, so that means they can't loot the boss. I feel kind of bad about that. But they'll get the loot in the mail, so. Oh, do I need that cape? Hey, Drexel, how's it going? Hope you're doing well.
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Where's our healer? I don't know where our healer ended up here. Hey, what's it going, Dave? This is my favorite late night prot. How goes War Within so far, hero? It's going great. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the kind words.
AOE incoming.
Yeah, we're just out here gearing up. Running with a guildie in these heroics tonight right now, so he got a cloak on the last boss he doesn't need, so I'll get a little cloak upgrade once we get to a stopping point here. I don't know what happened to our healer though. I think he got lost. I work till now, but want to stop and say hello. Well, thank you, Drexel. Hope work is going well for you.
Watch your step.
Hope you'll have a chance to get into Azeroth and enjoy the new content pretty soon.
Watch your step.
Dragonflight tier set bonus is disabled for level 80s on Wednesday, August 28th. Wowhead. Yeah, let's get a little trade going. Nice. Yeah, I'm a little bit sad about that, but it's also not really surprising. I'm glad they let us use it during pre-patch. They didn't do that in Shadowlands, and felt kind of bad. Just another 6 hours until you get to go home. Well, I'm sure you'll make it.
Time
Hang in there.
change. Watch your step.
Yeah, if you want to hang out and chat while you work, I'm here for you. But I don't just don't get distracted and get in trouble. I would hate for that to happen. That's pretty nice overall. It almost means it's not going away. 70, 79. That's true. That's true. So you'll still be able to wear your tier sets while leveling, and then when you get to 80,
Service tunnel nearby.
it'll be a no-brainer to replace them. That's kind of the best of both worlds. Of course, the answer is after it's too late for me to catalyze random alts. Can you not use the catalyst anymore? I thought they'd just give it like infinite charges like they did on
There he
previous seasons.
Look at him. Beyond soothing. He seems like poetic justice, but let's finish this.
Because there are some transmog pieces for the sets that you can only get by catalyzing offset items.
Interrupt.
Yeah, how's it going, Franken? How big are we right now? We are 569.4. I have a cloak upgrade in bags, but I haven't put it on yet. Not thrilled with Arcane Bear. What don't you like about it? Just too boring? I think there's a definite danger in that. Like, it's fun, but there's not a ton of depth to the gameplay, so I could see it getting old.
Attack totem. Attack totem. Attack totem.
Have 3 or 4 or 554s left. Oh, I just straight up auction housed until I had like full 564 items. That's been pretty slow. This should be okay. Right on. Right on.
Attack.
It doesn't do enough really, and Lunar Beam doesn't feel like it does anything.
Attack totem.
I mean, it does a decent amount of damage, and you get a big mastery buff in it. I kind of see where you're coming from, though.
Shockwave.
My big concern about Arcane Bear is that we've now got like 3 tanks that are tied to a ground effect for a significant portion of their playtime. Obviously, it's not as like nearly what Death and Decay or Consecration are, but I don't like moving further in that direction among the tanks. Maybe I need to turn my textures up so I can see it better.
Spread.
Maybe that'll help. That might. It is not the most like visually stunning ability. I'll give you that much.
Shockwave.
But it does look kind of cool.
Spread.
I just know that when I was testing like plus 10, oh sweet, we got a sword. When I was testing like plus 10s, when I popped that, it felt like I had Incarn up. So I don't know if that holds true for like. I need to leave the group because I need to go upgrade the sword. I don't know if that holds true like with the current levels of gear that we have, but like I felt like I was never gonna die when I had Lunar Beam down and I was standing in it. Alright, so here's the question, where do we upgrade gear? Because I have not looked at that yet. I was also playing Incarn, no CDR talent. Might just drop those points like we talked about. Swapped to Restoration because I didn't like Guardian. That's fair. Maybe if I get all the Moonfire stuff. Yeah, when I was playing it on beta, I was playing like every Moonfire talent. I had a build where I had like the 10% DR from Moonfire and like 1 extra stack of Thrash and the DR from Thrash. So it's just like permanent 20% DR on like everything that you're in combat with. That felt pretty sturdy. Let's see. Rostrum. No, not that. Where would the upgrade vendor even be? Item upgrades. Right there. Left of bank, tiny room. I am following the wrong arrow. Alright, so the bank is like right here. Like to the left of the bank? Oh yeah, right here. I see it. Perfect. You know what? I did go in here because I had a quest with these guys. Alright, let's upgrade this sword. Well, let's go to 580 for now. I have so many weathered crests, and I feel like they're not going to be super useful on anything else. You know what? I'm just going to go all the way. Let's do it. 593. Let's go. Go big. Cutting edge salmon. Hey, how's it going, Soul? Crafted gears that min-max for weathered. Well, what does the crafted gear actually go to? I don't know. I'm happy with the 593 sword. Peel liquid. I could do 1 crafted item, I think, because they take 30 crests. So maybe going 3 would have been a little bit better, but... See, okay, 590, I've got a 593 weapon. That's bigger. Bigger is better, right? Also, good to hear the catalyst still works. Oh, I need to equip my cloak here too. 571, let's go. I need to enchant this too. Let's grab a cheap enchant real quick. Item enhancements, weapon. Yep, that'll work. Got 15 seconds on the queue. Can craft 3 590 pieces. That might be the way to go, but I already sent it on this thing. No regrets. $636 is the crest you can make. That's the the equivalent of an enchanted aspect crest, right? I think the one for the weathered crests is weathered crests. This is hard to say. Is the equivalent of like Wupling crests. Okay, we can skip these guys. And we have a priest and a rogue. Here we go. Oh, perfect. They know what to do. Let's go. This buff is sick. It's like 15% damage and healing done, and 50% movement speed. Oh, I didn't transmog this weapon. I need to. We're gonna do that immediately after this thing dies. I'm confused as to what Liquid was doing because he was saying it was 590 versus 584 or something. That may have been like based on upgrading your world quest gear. Wait, the shield is not. Oh, come on. Hold on, this is supposed to be Legion artifacts. There we go. There we go. Sorry, had to mog. You can't not use your Mage Tower artifact, right? You can't not. Especially on Warrior Paladin, it's a flail. Carved, not ruined. Okay. I think with the current cap, you can craft 2 590s. Not even sure how to figure out what he was explaining. Is there a new flow model? They've added a decent few over the years. Or a decent amount over the years, I should say. Like there's the null one that was pretty basic but kind of cool. There were the, like in Zereth Mortis, there was the like holy looking ones. Or those might have been Bastion. I don't really remember.
Defensive.
This dungeon was really, really challenging on beta, but I actually liked it.
Shockwave. Defensive. Defensive.
Ooh, that's a cool trinket. Oh, that's a nice flail. That's really cool. Yeah, that's very, very cool. Flails are like the most they're like the weirdest combination of like, this looks awesome and this would be unbelievably impractical to actually use in combat, right? Alright, first guy's right here.
By the weave, one of answering spies has fallen.
Like compared to just having a sword or even like a hand axe or something. I guess you could get decent range on a flail if you were in a fight, but it seemed so unwieldy. But they look cool. And when we're talking about transmog, that's all that really matters. One of these guys? There we go.
Another spies fallen. This cannot be.
This is the one part of this dungeon that I don't like for Mythic Plus. Having to run around trying to find the spy is going to be really, really toxic. Alright, here we go, finally.
Where were you assigned? If this distressing trip continues, we will run out of spies.
Where is the last spy? There we go. It's my first 80 normal as Prot. Got no loot at all. Feels bad. Aw, sorry to hear that. If you want to jump into heroics, but you need some item level, you could get a few pieces from the auction house to fill in like things where you didn't get upgrades. I don't know what the prices look like right now, but I was able to get like full 564 items for about like almost 70k. And that was a good starting place. A good starting point. I did that after I had gotten a bunch of stuff from like World Quests and whatnot. And now this guy will open the stairs for us. 558 items on the same track as 564, and we're like 400 gold a piece. That's even better value. I mean, the most I paid for a single piece was like 5k. And I mean, I made about 100k just from leveling and selling the ore that I mined on my warrior. So, then made even more from my DK because I was doing urban mining on it. Nix and Vix.
Your little pets will die. Then we'll make you speak. Defensive. Defensive. AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Alright, easy boss. Gear's coming along here. Nice thing about heroics is not having to worry about getting enough count, just being able to kind of run through. Because this place has a ton of skippable trash, and you will have to pull a decent amount of it to actually get 100%. Once we're in here on keys.
I've enough of you in my collection. Be gone.
Might skip Mythic Plus for a while, very stressful. Focus raids this time around, Mythic Plus for weekly maybe. That's fair. Raid gearing is definitely going to be in a better spot than it has been in a while. With the little nerf to gearing from Mythic Plus. And you can actually get the highest level of crests if you're clearing heroic. You get like 15 of each from the last two bosses, I think. So you will be able to finish upgrading your hero track here. We need to grab these so the boss doesn't heal. Having a DK in here is going to be overpowered because you can just AMS and soak all of those. Oh, we got a shield. Sick. Ask and you shall receive. That's awesome, GG Blaze. Yeah. The streamer privilege, right? Alright, we got our sword and our shield. I do have another 571 ring to go in this slot, but I just haven't equipped it yet because of secondaries. And then we need a helm, we need bracers and gloves and boots. I think everything would be adventure track at that point. Except my chest, which is veteran track, of course. Got that from the Holofile rep. Let's see. Oh, and then Darkmoon cards obviously are completely different.
You earned a place in my collection. Let me usher you in. Witness the glory of our ascension. What's your possibilities are endless. AOE incoming. Stack.
We gotta break the roots here. And then dodge the orbs.
AOE incoming. Run out.
Onslet will be absolutely furious when she learns of Isaac's demise. I cannot wait to witness it.
We did spend a ton of Valor Stones on that sword, so that was worth it though. Let's see, what's Saturday shoulders? Nah, I don't need those. I guess we can get a helm from one of the reps. So that's not a deal breaker. And the other one is shoulders. Yeah. I chose to do Holofile first because you get a 571 necklace from that zone as well. And that was one of the pieces I hadn't replaced yet.
Thank the Titans you are here.
So I got that necklace and then I got the chest.
Riders, corrupted.
That's one of your last two in the rep now. Nice, nice. There is a neck at Renown 5 for Holofile. You have to do a quest to get it, but it's this honorary tinderbox.
What's your
It's a crit haste, so not the best stats for every spec, but I mean once you unlock the quest line, it's like a free 571 neck for every character. So that's kind of cool.
You go to the roosts. I will distract them here.
That's what everyone's doing in Holofile. Yeah, and I think you can upgrade it more times throughout the Renown track. Like I went to the end of all of them just to see what's there, and like this one, I think it like I don't know, one of these it said like a 603 neck or something. Maybe not quite that high,
charging?
but it's also on the upgrade track, which is I mean I guess all the Renown stuff is on upgrade track, so.
The title, the glory. It should have been mine, Pilgrim.
Charging. Move.
Never deserved to be stronger.
Charging.
Maybe we don't pull the boss with all this. Got P. Rich Nasty, the Resto Druid here.
Charging. Move. Charging. Move. AOE incoming.
Watch your step.
Hollowfell is also the best place to farm the resonant crystals. I don't know if you can see it on the map from like inside the dungeon. Kind of dangerous doing this on a boss, but there's these like this area up here where it says spreading the light.
Watch your
There's a bunch of like temporary world quests you can do that reward like 200 each. Jumping through that still stuns you. Good to know.
Watch your step.
So a lot of people are farming their crystals there. You can get a Lynx mount from those also. That's pretty cool.
Pulling in.
A bunch of all tunes is nice to funnel crystals to one tune. Yeah.
Control.
That's one area where you, like having an army vaults can actually get you a little benefit on your main.
Pulling in.
Very temporary benefit, but benefit nonetheless.
Range 5. Range 5. Range 5. Pulling in. Pulling in. Crowd control. Crowd control. Range 5. Range 5.
Maybe I swap loot spec to arms now that I got a one-hander and a shield.
Crowd control.
Or I can keep it on Prot, get another one-hander, and go single-minded fury for
Range 5.
world content. Probably not going to do that. Let's go instead of arms.
Crowd control. Range 5. Pulling in.
I'm actually still using Fearlath in my offhand for Fury. I had a world quest item that was like 568, and I simmed it, and it was like a 10k DPS loss to equip it over Fearlath.
I command this rookery by right.
Watch way.
Might of my hammer.
Pulling in. Run. Watch way. Watch way. Target you. Pulling in. Run.
I deserve this power.
Interrupt.
Wee.
Darker and colder as we go down. But there are more survivors to rescue. What is that? The lift is out. If we want to keep going, we will have to go
I forgot to get the swiftning shout.
down.
Bad warrior. Are there any more gearing pro tips? Let's see. If you want to go like full on degenerate, you can try to push your renown for one of the factions all the way up to max, and then you'll get a
Interrupt.
free, I think it's like the runed crest that lets you
Crowd control.
do a crafted item all the way up to like 626. I cannot recommend doing that. I will not be doing that, because that does not sound like a fun way to play the game to me. But you could do that if you wanted to. One thing you can do is turn on war mode
Interrupt.
and watch for world PvP quests that reward items.
Control.
I got a chest that is still in my bag somewhere here. A 574 PvP chest from doing that
Interrupt.
earlier today. Just had to go and blade storm in the middle of a bunch of people while everyone was like AoE grinding everyone else down. So that could be a little jump start on the honor grind if you like doing PvP, but also it could be an upgrade, at least temporarily, for your PvE gear.
Defensive.
Yeah, I would say just like keep an eye on what's up in the world too. So there will be a new set of world quests tomorrow, and some of them may have an item that's an upgrade for you. If you get these bountiful or these restored coffer keys for bountiful delves, hold on to those. I think a lot of people have been saying this, but they give you a reward at the end of like whichever delves are flagged as bountiful for the week. But the item level in that reward scales based on the difficulty of delve you're doing. Obviously, we can only do up to a level 3 delve right now. But if you hold those until you can do a level 8 delve, I keep wanting to say like plus 8 because of the mythics system. But if you hold those till you can do level 8s, you will get a champion track 3 out of 8 item. So that can be a really powerful way to get some good gear during first raid week. Been keeping up with those, nice. See if the healer wants to join us for more. If you want to gear through dungeons, and you can tank or heal, I would suggest doing that. You'll get a lot faster queues. Even if it's not your preferred role, heroics are pretty easy. Ooh, Dark Flame Cleft. Dark Flame Cleft. I did this one once on normal for that weekly quest. Yeah, I think ultimately, like, any gearing that you do this week, it's going to make future weeks easier for you, but it's not super important. And if you'd rather just level characters or just chill for a bit, like, you're not going to be that far behind. You'll pretty easily be able to catch up once everything's open. If anyone didn't see the millions of places I wrote this, if you just grab green gear from the auction house and barely hit 551, you can take heroics no problem. Fishing, now is a great time to do fishing, if that's your jam. Level your fishing and cooking. Bust out the spreadsheet so you actually know how to make a feast. Because the feasts in this expansion are quite crazy to actually gather everything for. I would probably spend time, like, before things completely crash, gathering materials if you want to make some gold. Like, prices are never going to be higher than the first few days of an expansion. So you just spend a few hours, like, gathering materials, you can make tens to hundreds of thousands of gold with very low effort. Trigger the boss. Probably don't send all of your Valor Stones and crests on a weapon upgrade like I did, but you know what? 593 is pretty big, so...
Defensive. Defensive. Charging. Move.
Did leatherworking for almost no gold, so that might be over. Okay.
Defensive.
I was still selling stuff this afternoon for, like, a lot of gold. But there is the possibility that it's already crashed. Leatherworking, or, like, skinning, tends to be one of the first one to crash, at least from what I've seen in past expansions, because it's the one where you can, like, generate your own nodes. Mining and herbing are still a little bit more limited. Hey, Gobumo, how you doing? Crashed early because of early access, I think. Probably. Been selling lots of trade goods still. Yeah, I mean, I sold some, like, earlier today, a few hours ago. Made a few K from selling just, like, stuff that I had picked up from chests, not even that I had farmed. A lot of people spend early access farming hoping for a rush that may not come. That would be pretty funny, actually, though. People were, like, buying out every reagent they could, hoping that they'd be able to sell it for double value in a week. And then it's like the price just keeps going down. Saw that exact story on a Reddit post. Yeah, I mean, when you're making, like, speculative investments like that, there's always the risk that, like, the floor just keeps dropping. A lot of people are very overconfident when they're preparing for something like that. Okay, I don't know if this is intended or not, but I've noticed like the knockback that this boss does, the little lip in the floor right here stops you from getting knocked back. So you don't actually have to fly out of melee range. Okay, I don't know what we were supposed to do with that, but nobody died. Feels like that would probably kill us on Mythic. Oh, here we go. Big spell reflect. Watch this. Watch all these bolts. Oh, it's only 3 of them. That's lame. I was really hoping they would all start casting at the same time as I ran in.
This is it. Court of Candlekin. Teach me a lesson.
One hand headlock. Should we switch it up into a Colossus dungeon after this one?
Interrupt.
I kind of want to.
Interrupt.
Try to get like a little real world comparison of the damage. Okay, we got a cloak.
No more Candlekin.
I don't need this one.
But first, the darkness.
See if my friend needs it before I offer it to the bugs.
We can use big candle cart to escape.
Hey, Buktosh, what's up? How's it going? Close to 10k channel points. Oh no. Oh no, I think I know what's coming. Sucks that the pet drop takes 2 subs. Yeah, I mean, that's what they set it at. That's what they had. They had like a similar promotion in Dragonflight 2 that I think was also 2, so kind of standard. Will not be spending any channel points until Heroic Week. Oh no. We're gonna go through the entire dad joke card deck in one raid night. Just gonna constantly interrupt my boss descriptions for more dad jokes. Not too trappy, got my warrior to 577. Nice, nice. Gonna need a new deck. Yeah, I'm at 572 on my warrior right now. I did send upgrades on the one-handed sword I got all the way to 593. Pretty happy about that. I'm 568 before I've gotten any heroic upgrades. Nice. That's a really good starting point. I think that's about where I was too, and I've gotten a few items so far this evening. The only things that I don't have at Adventure Tracker Hire so far are helm, bracers, gloves, and boots. I do have an Adventure Trek ring. I just haven't upgraded it, or I haven't equipped it yet because of the stats are not as good. Because this one's got decent verse and mastery, and the other one was like high mastery with crit, I think. High crit with mastery. So, a little bit worse. I prefer like haste and versatility for the most part. Just F571 gear from quests and stuff. Nice. Need a ring and belt for all 571 base. Nice. Yeah, I managed to pick up a socketed ring in one of the, or a socketed belt in one of the heroics. I have a socketed ring too from a world quest, although I think you can get a jewel crafting item that adds sockets to rings. I think you can add 2 to all jewelry in War Within. But getting a freebie socket is pretty nice. Let's see if we gotta go this way. Got 2 speed items so far in 571. Nice. I love that. Yes, I am sadly very, very low on the speed right now. I think the only speed I have is from a chance.
Darkness descends.
Shockwave.
Oh, feared.
Interrupt.
Now this plus you don't have to get all the way down to 0, right? It's actually relatively low or relatively high. Finish maybe 60 or 50. Try to do some Warlock soon after DK's about 575. Nice. Warlock is always a good choice. One of my favorite casters.
Interrupt. Shockwave. Shockwave. Interrupt.
There we go. Oh, we got a trinket. I don't know how good this trinket is. Like, the stacking strength is cool, but not having any passive stats on it is a little weird. Oh yeah, let me give the cloak to this guy. I wonder what this trinket's simming for. We'll run a sim in the background here. Hopefully Prot sims are updated. Let's see if we upgraded it to 577. And then compare it against my Darkmoon cards. There's a small upgrade if I upgrade it. We'll hold on to it for now.
Built the priory as a place to contemplate the mysteries of Beladar. But of late, the devotees have become secretive, hostile. The god sought to kill you. And Captain Dale Cry is protecting something. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Still doing this crazy pull.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Oh, they're going this way this time.
Spread. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Shockwave. Spread.
Do we try with 2 friends up? I think we do. What's the worst that could happen? We die horribly? we're getting slammed here immediately.
Defensive. Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step. Defensive.
Oh, yeah, that's, okay. That was a lot of damage. That was a lot of damage. Alright, we gotta clear the other lieutenants. We left one up earlier and it was fine. Imagine all three.
Watch your step.
Helena, they have stopped the production of our weapons.
AOE incoming. Interrupt. Defensive.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that was gonna get pulled.
They seek to ambush me without my lieutenants.
This is the one dungeon that's like no joke on difficulties if you try to go too big. Be pretty reckless. We should be able to handle this with one of them up.
Watch your
Especially if we kill him first.
defensive. Watch your step. Interrupt. Interrupt. Defensive. Watch your step.
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Defensive. Watch your step. Interrupt. Defensive.
Ooh, that's a good trinket. That's one of the ones I was using on beta. Even though it won't be in Season 1, it was a nice consistent stat stick.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
They belong to that old fool sister Blades. Destroy these outsiders.
Watch your step. Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your step. Watch your feet. Watch your step. Watch your feet.
To the Empire has passed.
Can you stop dropping your consecrates paladins? It's really annoying me. Nope. Okay. Okay.
They've served their purpose. Baron, demonstrate your worth.
Those who oppose the Emperor will fall at our feet. By the Emperor's will!
Watch your step. Interrupt.
Fire! I am healed. By my shield!
Watch your step.
Holy hammer! My first defeat.
Morprey has walked the prize from a place of contemplation to an uprising. Why? She has always preached of the strength of the Emperor's will, but to turn against us is madness. Watch your feet.
Thanks again, everyone who's watching tonight, hanging out. Really appreciate all you.
It burns away weakness. Its blinding light reveals the strength we have.
It's always... I enjoy streaming, but it's always more fun when there's people here hanging out. So thank you all for choosing to make me a part of your day.
Such heresy. They defile the sacred flame by animating what you did. They are no better than the Codes. Watch your feet.
Yeah, it's a gummy grill. I don't think there's a... I haven't seen a flavor pocket yet. I don't know if that's coming back.
Foolish outsiders, Beladar's sacred flame will simply raise him back to duty.
There are hearty meals that do that effect now. Take 5 regular meals to make. That is... I think that's a cooler way to do it. Because having it be on a crafted item felt really punishing when you got a really nice upgrade in that slot. It was fine in like season 2 when crafted items were just like max eye level.
Watch your step. Watch your step. AOE incoming.
I don't know, I just defaulted to putting it on a ring and then having that ring be my primary stat gem. But having it be on like the food itself is really cool.
Interrupt. Watch your step. Watch your step. AOE incoming.
Alright, I need to repair and we'll get a
Towards destruction.
Desecray in here for the next one. You know, I think I'm gonna upgrade my shield to not all the way, but at least like to the point before I'm gonna start using crests on it.
I will do my duty.
Relatively cheap.
Fair skies and strong.
Oop. Double clicked it. Alright, so this is the effect then. That's pretty cool. What dungeons have I not done on Heroic yet? I think I haven't done Arakara yet. Is this the last one? Like saying Valor since like 2 hours is nice. Yeah. Like this is this is the last one I haven't done in Heroic. Cool. Those actually hurt a little bit when they explode on Heroic. I almost jumped right off the edge there. Let's clear these out. Just so we have the room in case we need it.
Defensive. Defensive.
Alright, we're not killing the ads. Better kill the boss then. Yeah, we got it. We got it. I don't know why I doubted. Oh, a player left. Alright. There's a healer. Is there an item from the first boss that healers want? Is it a trinket or something? Come back and kill this web mage. Web mage just makes it sound like he's like a really, really intelligent web designer, like internet software guy. I think we can skip those guys, especially with manned up. Yeah. Can't skip this back, unfortunately.
Run out.
They give you a lot of time to move out of that frontal. I guess it's necessary if you're playing ranged. Shamikazes come online.
Once, my people thrived under the guidance of the Black Empire. Queen Neferus refused to reclaim that glory, but no more. Ansurek and the Black Blood will usher in a new age for Ashkahet.
Hey, Lily C, how you doing? How's everything going for me? It's been great. I've been having an awesome time with it so far. Got all my tanks to level 60. Gearing up the warrior. We're making decent progress. Up to item level 572. Still got a few missing slots, but we'll get them eventually. There'll be a lot of stuff to do tomorrow too with first weekly reset, so Thanks for stopping by. Glad to see you.
The harvest will prevail! Watch your step. Watch your step. Move to kill.
Thanks, 569 Rep Pally. Enjoying it so far? Nice. Yeah, I think it's been a great launch. What comes with the reset? I think so. You know, like in Dragonflight, there was like the weekly kind of world content quest that you could get from Valdrakken. I'm assuming there will be one of those starting tomorrow. So I don't think Akira needs this chest. Nah. And that usually rewards a pretty decent item. And then there'll be, at least I'm assuming there'll be like a new slate of world quests, so some of those will offer gear. I think you can get some gear rewards from the theater event, and there should be like better ones starting tomorrow, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
Ah, you've arrived. Our friend awaits you in the high.
Good to know. Too bad there's no vault. Yeah, I don't think we're getting a vault until season 1 starts, though. At least in Shadowlands and Dragonflight, they didn't have any like preseason vaults. But that's okay. It would be like a little over the line, I think, if they had like a vault that it was really only possible to max out if you bought early access. How's Prot Warrior feeling? I love it. It feels so good. I mean, every tank feels good in like normal heroic dungeons, but Prot's just so much fun. It's just a delight to play. I love the toolkit. I love the movement. I love like rage as a mechanic, especially after leveling all the other tanks. Like just having like rage, you build it and then you spend it, and then you build it and then you spend it. It's just straightforward, and I love it. AoE threat feels really, really good too, especially for Mountain Thane. Like if you get a Thunder Blast proc, you smack it and like stuff is just glued on you. Feels really good.
Defensive.
Plus all the lightning strikes you get. I just love the visual feedback from it and just the class fantasy.
Defensive.
I love having Shockwave and like not having to give up Capstone talents to get it.
Defensive.
Now we're at 10 Valor Stones. Back up to 629 now. Nice. Ooh. Need those bracers. So have really good sets on them too. Ooh, I'm gonna grab those. I'm gonna snag those immediately. Alright, that's another slot down. So now, I mean, realistically, gloves and boots would do it. I have another ring I could swap to. And I can go get the helm from the faction reward. So we're pretty close to, pretty close to being done with, at least getting gear from heroics. We'll probably still want to do more for Valor Stones. There's an adventure track trinket from the Severed Threads faction. Yeah, I saw the Wowhead post about that. I didn't read into like how to get it, but it seemed like it was pretty cool. You can like choose what stats are on it. So we'll go do that at some point. We've had 2 of the spies, it looks like. No, oh, come on. My fat dragon. Oh, it's only renowned 7. 6? Ah, okay. Did we all get sent back? What happened there? Are we just going in? No, we're going inside the building. Okay. I thought we were going in circles for a second. Yeah, I just checked in game. It looks like it's the Renown 6, so it's pretty sweet. Hey Mark 27, did I try tanking Kata? Yeah, I did actually tank Kata back in the day. Did a lot of Blood DK, a little bit of Druid, and a little bit of Paladin tanking back then. I have not tanked in Kata Classic. The only character I have at max level in Kata Classic right now is a Shaman. And I kind of gave up on that because I was getting back into retail and wanted to dedicate a little more time to it. Is it this? No. Thinking about trying retail for the first time. I'm a tank man and enjoy almost all tank classes. I think retail is in a great state right now, and the beginning of an expansion is always a great time to get back into the game. So, yeah, I mean, if you like tanking, all the tanks are in a pretty good spot right now. The only one that's like behind the pack a little bit is Paladin, but with a couple of like very targeted buffs, I think it could be right up there with the rest of them. Now we'll see if it actually gets those buffs, but the rest of the tanks all feel really, really good. So if you like tanking, this is a great time to be a tank. Is Blood DK still highest DPS, highest HPS? It's definitely the highest HPS. Blood DK is the only tank that's like truly self-sufficient right now. As far as highest DPS, I think it's not super far off, but Vengeance, Demon Hunter, and Prot Warrior are a little bit higher. Also, do tanks still add DPS classes in dungeons? Not usually. Like, right now, because people are still, like, kind of fresh and gearing up, it's kind of all over the place. But, like, once everyone's on a level gear, like, a tank is probably going to be doing somewhere, like, between 60 and 80% of the lowest DPS overall. Is DH not self-sufficient? So, DH is self-sufficient while you have your defensives going. Like while you're in meta, and then depending on how many mobs you have on you, while you have what's it called up? Your active mitigation. Like it's fairly self-sufficient, but then once, like if you have no defensives, like you feel very, very squishy as a Avengers Demon Hunter. They do have decent healing, but it's not as good as Blood DKs right now. Will Blood DK out HPS healers? Yes. Maybe not in like a heavy raid damage raid fight, but in dungeons, you'll be the top HPS as Blood if you're playing well. Unless you're doing content where you're just not taking any damage, and it doesn't really matter. I'm maining Prot Pally because I'm a masochist and sucker for Avenger Shield bong sounds. Avenger Shield is a cool ability. Honestly, I leveled my Paladin on stream yesterday, and I had a lot of fun doing it. I think Lightsmith is a really, really cool hero talent tree. It grew on me a lot the more I played with it. I think with like a little bit of a buff to the defensive baseline, hopefully through Shield of the Righteous, but maybe through Consecration, I don't know. And then a significant buff to Word of Glory. I think Prot Paladin is like right back in the mix. The non-tank queue is so much longer than I expected. Yeah, I haven't queued as a non-tank yet. I heard on EU earlier today, like when the expansion first went live and people were queuing heroics, the DPS queues were like 90 minutes. I don't know how true that is. I don't know if that like fell off pretty quickly, but that's what I heard. If all the tanks were equally OP, which would you prefer to play and why? Right now, Prot Warrior. I'm just having the most fun with the class. I think the toolkit is really cool. I like Rage as a mechanic. I love the aesthetics. I love the defensives that it has available. Each one is a little bit different and has its own place in the toolkit. It's also super fast paced and has a very high APM. Now, if I end up with like severe carpal tunnel in a couple of months, maybe that'll change. But I'm absolutely loving Prot Warrior right now. Tank queues, tank queues have been super fast. I haven't had to wait. But there's always going to be way more DPS queuing than tanks and healers. My server went down when it was live, but that's the Illidan tax. Yeah. Illidan, I heard Storm Rage was having some trouble too, like the huge Giga servers. Hyjal is a nice balance of like, it's not super overpopulated, but it's got some good guilds, and it's got a decently active auction house all the time. Is this the best Prot Warrior has ever been to you? It's close. It might be honestly with Mountain Thane as the hero talent. I think BFA Prot Warrior was like the most fun I've ever had tanking though. Well, outside of playing is that that's just a BOE, nice. I thought it was a Warbound item, but BOE's even better. Playing with Vengeance in Mists of Pandaria and just doing like insane DPS in raids was maybe more fun. But mechanically, BFA Prot Warrior was the most fun, and it feels like pretty much the same as that. So, Blood DK and Prot Warrior. Let's see. Sorry, I'm behind on a couple messages here. Making me excited for Prot Warrior, and Warrior is by far my least favorite class in the game. Very hyped for Earthen to come out. It's like level of Prot Warrior. Nice. Yeah, I'm definitely a Warrior enthusiast, and glad to make anyone hyped for this class because I think it's awesome. The APM is seriously very, very high though, so if that's not your jam, then like, I understand not liking it or wanting to play something else. Blood DK and Prot Warrior getting 10 to 15 second queues. Yeah, it's super fast. I'm running with some guildies, so can help them skip the DPS queues. Any recommendations for choosing a server if I have no retail characters? I would just pick one of the high pop ones. If you want to play... Well, I guess this distinction isn't as relevant anymore since pretty much everything is cross-faction. But if you want to play Horde, I think Like Illidan, Mal'Ganis, Area 52 are kind of the biggest ones. Tichondrius is big for, but that's more like PvP people that play on that server. If you're gonna play Alliance, I think Storm Rage and Sargeras are like the two biggest. If you want a medium pop server, then like I mean Hyjal is where I play. I've really enjoyed being here. Server choice isn't as important now because guilds are actually cross server now too, as of War Within pre-patch. I love Illidan server, I'll never swap. The one time I've actually been on Illidan for a minute, so my guild was on Korgath back in MoP, and we were playing Horde, and Korgath had gotten to the point where it was like 90-10 Alliance to Horde, so we just couldn't recruit anyone to raid with us. And we had like, we pretty consistently had 8 people for our 10-player guild. So we were trying to recruit, and we just couldn't find anyone, so we wanted to transfer to a Horde server, like a big Horde-dominated server. And I looked at Illidan, and the trade chat was just like all in Chinese characters, and I couldn't, like, and it was spammed so fast that I couldn't read anything. So we opted to transfer to Mal'Ganis at that point, because it was like, it had some of the other like really good guilds, and it had a really, really high active Horde population. If you join the Dagger Spine cluster, I can recommend you the Guilderman. Nice. Cool. Yeah, check that out if you're interested. Can't believe they're gatekeeping Earth until next week. That feels bad. Am I playing anything Mythic raids? I don't do much Mythic raiding. Like, we'll do some... Well, our guild is mainly focused on heroic progression. And then, if I want to... Like, when I want to push higher, more difficult content, I will do that in Mythic Plus. There's an add-on called Block Chinese for Illidan. Yeah, I heard about that after I went on there, but it was just like an instant, like, I don't feel like I'm welcome here. So yeah, at the end of Dragonflight, we did like the first 2 to 3 Mythic bosses in all the raids because they were pretty easy. But we normally don't have the roster for Mythic. We usually end up with like 15 to 17 people in a season. And pugging spots for Mythic is just like an absolute nightmare. Because you have people who do one boss and then leave, and then you can never find a replacement. So we're happy with Heroic, and then for those of us who like pushing more challenging content, Mythic Plus is a really fun way to do that. Mainly interested in tanking raids, but it doesn't seem like it'll be easy to find a Mythic raid tank spot. Yeah, tank spots are hard to come by, right? Mythic guilds have 20 players, maybe a little bit more than that if they want to have some flexibility, but only 2 of them can be tanks, and people who like tanking don't give up those spots, you know. Do I usually run with the same group in Mythic Plus? Not all the time. I run with guildies more often than not, but I do some pugging. We usually end up having like between 5 and 10 people who want to push beyond, a little bit beyond like what the max rewards stop at, and so we'll mix it up depending on who's available on different nights. I guess one relevant question that I should ask if we're going to be recommending servers, are you in North America or are you on EU? Because all the information I just gave was for North America servers. I don't know anything about EU servers. Is it a scheduled thing like a raid? You're NA? Okay. Is it a scheduled thing like a raid? I've never done Mythic Plus. No, so Mythic Plus is a like scaling dungeon difficulty system. We kind of just do it on like nights that we're not raiding. So our guild raids on Tuesday and Thursday, and then like people who want to play on other nights We do dungeons together. They're not going to open until the Mythic Raid opens this season for War Within. So there's still a few weeks before we have access to them. But yeah, the way it works is like you do a mythic, just like a regular mythic dungeon, and you get a keystone that'll be +2 to a random dungeon from the seasonal pool. And then if you complete it within the timer, it upgrades. You can upgrade it up to 3 times in one dungeon if you're really fast. That can be really hard to do at the start of a season. But basically, you just push it up until you either run into the timer or run into a boss that you can't beat. And then you lower it and farm some gear around that level and try to push it up again. How challenging is heroic raids for retail compared to what I remember from Cat and Mop? So I would say compared to how raids felt in Kata and Mop, heroic is on a similar level to what like normal and heroic used to feel like. Whoa, that was trippy. So I rated normal, like mostly 10-man normal in Mop. We did some heroic bosses, and I would say like heroic these days feels probably like what an early heroic boss on 10-player felt like back then. But if you compare it to like how rating is in Kata Classic right now, like Kata Classic is way easier because everything is solved and people are generally a lot better at gaming today than they were, 15 years ago. Does usually take my guild a while to clear the content. We usually clear it for the first time within the first, like, I think our fastest was the second raid of Dragonflight Aberrus. We cleared it on like the 3rd raid week. The slowest that we've done in recent time was the first raid of Dragonflight, Razageth, and that was on like week 8 or 9, I think. So and then the last raid of Dragonflight, Emir Drasil, we cleared on like week 5, I think. But we're only a 2-night raiding guild, so we have like 6 hours of time to raid, and that includes like doing reclears and everything, so.
Defensive.
I really enjoy raiding at this level though. It's, especially once we get into farm, it's pretty chill.
Watch your step.
Decently challenging, satisfying to beat. I would say so. I feel pretty hyped when we clear it on heroic. If you're like used to doing mythic raiding, I don't know if heroic would be that satisfying, but if you're used to like heroic level on older expansions, I think it's a good comp. Is that the same belt I got? Yeah, it's the same belt I got earlier. It just doesn't have a socket on it. And then Mythic Plus can be like it's actually infinitely scaling. Or if there is a cap, it's like no one's ever reached it. I think in one of the, like they do like Mythic Plus tournaments, and one of them in Shadowlands, they actually reached the cap in the game for Keystones, but it's like one time ever. Is tanking more challenging in retail? I think it depends on what you mean by more challenging. The classes are definitely more complex to some degrees. I think if you compare like playing Blood DK really well in Cataclysm to playing Guardian Druid really well in retail, Guardian Druid might be easier, but that's a bit of an outlier. As far as like encounter design, it's definitely more complicated. But I would say, and maybe I'm a little biased just because I tank regularly, but I would say tanking is probably the easiest role in raids, at least to me. There have been some fights where like it's actually really hard to tank it well. When you counter design and raids is pretty simple in Kata. Yeah. Overall it's a lot more complicated, but usually the tanks have like relatively straightforward mechanics. And I think part of that is because like if the tank mechanic is so hard that most tanks can't do it, then there's like, you know, 20 plus people waiting on the tanks to figure it out. But there have definitely been some like really challenging tank encounters in the last few raid tiers. Like there also just hasn't been a ton of innovation on tank design for a while, so a lot of the time it's like, okay, this is like exactly what this mechanic was from this boss from last expansion. It's mostly tank swap, time CDs. Yeah, that's not entirely different from what retail is. They've done some like kind of interesting... Oh, I might actually die here because our healer died. They've done some really interesting iterations on taunt swaps and stuff in some of the recent fights. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure my group doesn't wipe here. Mark, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate it. Appreciate you answering my questions. You've probably answered about 1,000 times. Oh, no problem. I am pretty passionate about WoW, and tanking's my favorite thing to do, so I do not mind talking shop with people, as it were. Oh, we got some ads. Do I have much of an opinion on healing in retail versus what you remember in classic? Healing is way, way harder these days than it was in classic. I was a Resto Druid main in classic in 2004. And the challenges that they put healers through these days are very, very difficult once you get to like really challenging content. I actually really like healing Kata for the first time, but all classic healers say retail is not fun. It's very stressful. It's either like one of the problems with retail WoW is that every class has multiple defensive buttons, and so the way that encounter design usually challenges healers is by doing like insane bursts of damage, and so having to like learn to time your CDs or just like deal with that and heal through it can be really stressful. But then once you figure it out, it's like, yeah, there is definitely a lot of DPSing for healers, especially in dungeons. I did some Resto Shaman healing in Kata Classic, just in dungeons. I didn't actually step in any raids, and I enjoyed that a lot more than I enjoyed retail healing the last time I gave it a shot. Yeah, tanking is definitely more my my cup of tea.
You chased that monster from the Dawnbringer. You must pursue and drive them from Hallenball. This darkness is deadly. The Lamplighter's blessing will keep you safe.
Healing Cat is honestly amazing. You have to manage mana. It's not really burst healing, but surviving raid damage. Yeah. Oh, I need to grab one of these or I'm gonna die. Ah. Yeah, I really liked the pace of it. It's like you had to be healing regularly, but it also mattered what heal you chose, right? And that's pretty cool gameplay, in my opinion. But I'm also not a healer main, so I try to reserve judgment a little bit on that. Never healed before, really enjoyed Disc Priest and Resto Druid right now. Nice.
Must recover strength.
Alright, another dungeon down. So I think at this point, I really only need gloves and boots. Because I can go grab a helm from Rep once I farm it out.
Done it, champion. You've broken the unholy alliance between the Order of Night.
Well, we got a helm there anyway, so we'll just go ahead and use that for now.
That creature of theirs has fled back to their queen. No doubt with tales of your fearsome heroism.
Seems like if you enjoy Blood DK and Kata, retail is just better than Kata for tank design. I would say that.
I'm sure your paths will
There's a lot of max fishing now. I can say Gratz Soul and good night, Soul.
enjoy your victory.
Dream of fishing. That looks like we're leaving the instance group. Kata's big flaws that Blood DK is just so much better than the other tanks. Yeah. That was like late in Dragonflight, Vengeance Demon Hunter was like miles ahead of the other tanks. But that was mostly because it had absolutely insane amounts of control that it could do on mobs and packs. And that has been nerfed in War Within. So I would say like the top, really the top 4 tanks are all really close. Between Prot Warrior, Blood DK, Guardian Druid, and Vengeance Demon Hunter right now. I think they're all pretty close. And the Brewmaster's a little bit behind, and Prot Paladin is quite a bit behind. Not like unviable behind, but like you're gonna have to work a lot harder to achieve the same results. If I buy retail, do you recommend just leveling from 1 or boosting? Might buy it tomorrow. Leveling is pretty fast these days. Depending on what version you buy, you might get a boost for free. So if you're pretty confident in what class you want to play, then it might be worth doing that just so you can dive right in. Especially if you want to get into the new content, like that might be worth it. But leveling is pretty fast right now. I guess the pre-expansion event is over, but with that you could go from like a fresh level 1 character to level 70 in like just a few hours. But I think you can, like, if you play all day for a couple of days, you'd be level 80 pretty easily. I think the only, like, the danger in boosting is that, like, you might end up with a class that you end up not liking at max level. They do have class trials that you can use where you get to, like, try out a class, I think at 10 levels off of max level for a bit. Yeah, leveling is super fast in retail. I don't know the exact time of, like, going 1 to 70 on a fresh character on a fresh account, but it would be pretty fast. Hey, what's up, Robin? I was on Hyjal during Shadowlands and made a Mistweaver monk. Nice. Yeah, I've been on Hyjal since like a month into Shadowlands. Maybe a little bit longer than that. Or a little bit deeper into Shadowlands than that. But definitely during Castle Nathria. I'd been playing on Windrunner, and I loved the guild I was in, but their raid hours were like 2 hours earlier than I could commit to. And so it was like, I can do the last hour of raid with these guys, which I really enjoyed. And, you know, some of those people still hang out and I still play with them a little bit. But I wanted to like actually be able to do real progression on raiding. And then in Shadowlands, like there were so many people raiding that like I would show up when I was able to get online and there wouldn't be a spot available. And so at that point I was like, I think I just need to find a late night guild that'll work for me. And I have been with Undaunted on Hyjal ever since. Did I ever quit WoW? I've never like fully quit, but I've taken some breaks along the way. I didn't raid in TBC. I took a couple of short breaks during Wrath of the Lich King because I was in college at the time. Well, I was in grad school briefly at the time, and that's tough to balance against an MMO. I said, no, Soul, that's not true. I still play with you. You still hang out. I still think of you as a friend. I hope it's mutual. Yeah, I've taken patches off like here and there, but I've never like fully quit with no intention of coming back. All right. I need to transmog my helm.
I have just the thing, Wanderer. Good fortune to all friends of the Grummels.
I think that's gonna do it for me tonight. Thanks everyone for hanging out. I'll be back streaming tomorrow. Obviously there's no raids open yet, so Tuesdays normally a raid night, but we'll probably just be doing some world content, maybe starting another tank on the gearing ladder here. Good night, Mark. Thanks for stopping by and chatting for a while. And for the follow. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'll be back probably about 9 o'clock Pacific time tomorrow night as well. Maybe a little bit earlier. We'll see how the day unfolds. And yeah, I'll catch you guys all in the next stream. Thanks for the subs and YouTube subs and Twitch follows and subscribes. Really appreciate it all. You guys are making streaming really fun right now. So thank you all for the support and for the company. And I'll catch you guys next time. Farewell, friends.